Hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'll be doing a review of episode 9 and 10, season finale of season 7 of Skinny Girl in Transit. So let's get into it. So now, episode 9, the ladies sort of have like a girls' night in, sleepover of some sort. Didi, Shalewa, Derin all show up at Tiwa's home, just, talking, just girl chat, girl talk, just gisting, having a good time. And they start up with Derin. Derin is talking about, how she doesn't want to have a baby right now. Her whole situation ship with Dewumi, they had a kid, and how she doesn't want to have a baby by herself. It's just basically having a rethink on that. Following that, also we get to hear from Shalewa like what's up in her life, and talking about the Dr. Elijah. She talks about how they are just friends, and she doesn't want anything more. She doesn't think she's ready for anything. And then the whole conversation with whether a woman and a man can just be friends, like platonic friends, with Didi leading the conversation, of course. So we get to Derin. Derin is like, no, she doesn't think, a man and a woman can be just friends. Tiwa, on the other end, is of the opinion that, yes, a man and a woman can just be friends, no strings attached, no messing up, no, just strictly friends. And Shalewa now talks about how she doesn't think, a man and a woman can just be friends, which was shocking considering the fact that she just basically friend zoned Dr. Elijah. Now the doctor would be leaving to go to Abuja. He got a job there, and you could see how Shalewa was affected by it, although she didn't want to admit to it. So she was a bit conflicted and was like, she's happy for him and everything. And he was like, he didn't like seek for a job there. It was more of like reference, like recommendation stuff. So he shall needs to pack up things and move to Abuja. Then like the whole conversation happening, the ladies are not like that she likes the dog, so why don't she don't go for it? Seems like a nice guy. That is she not over Mohammed, she should move on. She just gets talking, and mind you, she has not told the ladies about her abuse with Kwame, only her sister. Then she just breaks down and she just tells them that Kwame used to hit her, and you could see like I see a switch just went off on Didi. She was so mad. She didn't even like she wanted to find this guy and deal with him. Like, how can he still be alive? How dare he touch you and stuff? The same reaction Mide got, when he found out about it. And Tiwa was just telling her to calm down, that Shalewa doesn't want us to, talk. She doesn't want to talk about the matter. She doesn't want to dwell on it and everything. So she just, let's just let it be. Like, she's healing from it. She's trying to, get herself back. And then, Darren is now talking about how, that's why some of these offenders, get away with abusing their victims and everything. Like, women need to speak up more. It's a very traumatizing incident, for the victims, because obviously they're the ones dealing with it. So it's not that they don't want to speak up about it, but they feel like speaking up about it, maybe people will look down at them a certain way, or people won't show them grace. People will treat them as victims. But yeah, so we got it was surely just the law. In talking about that, Shalewa now just them of mommy and Woli. So she comes home and mommy Woli will see they are praying, like serious prayer. So mommy already brought pictures of Mohammed and the doctor and saying that Woli should pray on these two men. One of them is her husband. You know how dramatic mommy can be, and the combination of mommy and Woli is something else. Honestly, the prayer points or the prayer points were just ridiculous. And mommy was still going, fire her, fire, shoot her, that her husband will come. I'll be fire her husband to her. It was just ridiculous and funny. So yeah, so with Didi now just the ladies of her and Edith. Both talk about her not wanting to have kids, and how she doesn't want to deprive Edith of that because she really loves him, and she doesn't even know how to deal with the situation. Because before, when she was packing for the girls' night, Edith was trying to apologize again, and she was like let them just address the elephant in the room. Let them just address what the issue is, which is her not wanting to have kids. Like, why doesn't he want to talk about that? That's what they need to talk about. But he's like, he doesn't want to talk about it, he doesn't want to talk about it. And she's like, she doesn't want to be with him and not be able to give him what he wants. And she doesn't want, like, the fact that he is not, addressing it, he's not talking about it. Like, it's a very dicey situation. Imagine wanting to spend the rest of your life with somebody, be in love with somebody, propose marriage to this person, but you guys don't want the same things. Like, how would that work? Like, if you're a Didi, what would you do? But Editi was fine. He was like, he's okay with, if she doesn't want to have kids, he would, love her regardless. But she just feels like love is not enough. So in episode 10 now, which happens to be the season finale, Didi moves out of Editi's place. And she, she sits the kids down and just talk to them. And they're like, are you breaking up with us? Then she's like, her and their dad, they need to part ways. She cares for them, she loves them, she'll be there for them. On the other side, you get to see her like basically returning the ring back to Editi. So essentially telling us there's not going to be a wedding, they're not getting married. Then we get to see Mommy Tiwa. She wakes up from her dream. She looks very bothered, very worried. And next thing we get to see her, she's at Tiwa's place, praying for the baby, anointing the baby and everything. I don't know, the season finale was not what I expected it to be, honestly. Because with the way it ended, I feel like they could have given us more episodes, but yeah, that's just it. So Mami Tiwa has hit 100K on YouTube. Like, I wish she actually had a YouTube channel. It would be insane. Like, it would, yeah. So she hit 100K on YouTube, and she was so excited. How we see where happy, dancing, singing. I was seeing her share the good news with Mommy Tiwa that, oh, that she passed her test. And Mommy was just so happy. She was like, yes, I know my money on you will not waste. She was also proud of her. We get to find out that, baby today is sick. He was rushed to the hospital. And, the family, everybody comes through. Mommy Tiwa was called. Shalewa calls Derin, then Wumi who happened to be with Derin, rushes with her to the hospital. Like, it was like, what exactly is going on? What's happening to him and everything? So just be waiting for the doctor to come and for Mide to also come so they can talk to him. But I can't even remember exactly what the doctor said was wrong with the baby, but he's sick. But before I forget, with Aunty Dupe and her relationship, so her boyfriend's daughter Jessica comes over to talk to AY, and she just basically like tells him like, why is he being a baby? And he was like, obviously if her dad won't obviously date somebody she's not okay with, that was why her dad ended things with his mom. And then what is he trying to do exactly? I was like, well, that he told her dad that he doesn't want anybody to take his mom away from her. And Jessica was just basically telling him that he's being selfish. So when you go off to school, when you go off to uni, when you're married and everything, your mom is going to be all by herself. Who will be there for her? And I was like, then she'll find somebody then. And he was like, she was like, do you think it's easy for people of their age to find somebody? And she was just basically talking sense into him that he's not being reasonable and he's being selfish to his mom. Because obviously you could see that, your mom is unhappy. You could see how she is, but just give it a rethink. Then we get to see Charles come over and he's talking to Dupe and he just like, oh, your son came to talk to me. The way things seemed, it seems like they're back on track. AY is okay with Charles and his mom dating. And yeah, so on that end, things are good with them. And on the other end, we get to see Dr. Elijah and Shalewa. They finally share the case. So we don't know what is going to happen. Would he still be relocating to Abuja? Are they now going to be in a relationship, or that was just like a farewell kiss? Then with Dewumi and Derin, it seems like they're working towards a relationship. It seems like they're very good friends. They're very okay with each other and whatever. So we don't know whether it's going to be a serious relationship or just friendship or whatever it is. But yeah, things on that end is good. Then with Editi and Didi. So now Didi works at this radio station, of course. So she gets a call in from Editi's daughter, and she's basically just begging her on live radio to just like forgive her dad. She was just begging and begging. And in process of that, she tells her to come outside. And she gets outside, she sees Editi and the kids, and he's just apologizing for everything and she wants her back. He kneels down and basically, does the proposal again, and the kiss, the hug, she put her ring back on and they're back on track. So on that end, Didi and Editi are good. So maybe in the next season there would actually be a wedding. But with Tiwa and Mide now, I don't even know what's going on. Because the last scene of this finale was Mide getting into the car, and obviously this Grace woman was in the car, and she was like, "Okay, how is your son Abi? How is he doing?" Or something along this line. And Mide just turns to her and just kisses her, and I'm like, "What the heck is going on?" Like, from where to where? Like, it was so crazy. Like, I had to go back to watch it again because I'm like, so is it that Mide was actually in a cheating relationship with this woman, or is it that I don't even know what it is? But because with Tiwa and Mide, they had been through everything imaginable. But cheating was just not something we saw Mide doing. You get, cheating was just not something we could imagine Mide doing to Tiwa. But this, like, it lives like so many unanswered questions. It leaves so many doubts in my head. I'm like, okay, so maybe there was something already going on. We just didn't see it, or I don't even know. Because it's annoying now. Your child is sick, your wife is worried, you're planning on relocating, and you're in a car kissing another woman that is not your wife. From where to where? Like the way the episode ended, maybe they just ended it that way to give us room for a new season. But yeah, it was annoying because Mide, the picture of Tiwa and Mide was this lovey-dovey, loved up, love-sick couple. Like everybody was aspiring to be like them. Their friends be like, "Oh, how can I wish to get a guy like Mide?" But not knowing that men will stay in your whites. Men are not to be trusted. And the whole comment he made about love not being enough, I'm like, was he already looking outside of his marriage? Sure. So that's it for Skinny Girl in Transit season 7. If you haven't seen any of these episodes, I have the reviews up on my channel. Come watch it. And if you haven't seen Skinny Girl in Transit, like you've not watched it, you don't know what I'm talking about, then run over to NdaniTV here on YouTube. It's free. You can watch it from season 1 to season 7. You would enjoy the ride it's going to take you on. But yeah, so honestly, this season for me did its thing. I feel like in this season they gave us more more to the story. They gave us more to see from other people, not just Mide, Tiwa, every time. Like they gave us insight into Didi's life. They gave us insight into Shalewa's life. They gave us insight into even Aunty Dupe's life. And with the new characters that they introduced, from the Grace to Dewumi to Charles, stuff like everything was just to show us these different people that make up Tiwa's life, these different important parts of her life, these groups of her life. And it was also nice to see like certain issues on like motherhood, single motherhood, raising a child by yourself, what society thinks about it, and what's actually the person dealing with it feels about it, and the whole thing about dealing with abuse and recovering from it, and like a whole lot of other issues actually. And the whole thing about men will lie to you. Yeah. But all in all, the season was good. It was nice to also see that Wosi has evolved. Wosi is going to school. Wosi is trying to better her life. And since with Wosi and mommy would always be it for me, Woodley us as well would also do it for me. That combination is insane. Hopefully it won't take them years to give us the next season. But I really enjoyed watching Skinny Girl in Transit. Like I missed, the show, and it was nice to see, this season back. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, like, share, check out my other videos, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.